Hello, good people. Welcome back to Global Happenings. Today, we're so excited to have you again. Now, the issue of ministerial nominees seems to be over because the supplementary list is already out. So many top names were seen in the second list, and the third one, I don't think it's going to be coming. But however, there was someone very peculiar Nigerians were looking out for because of the way he's just swimming in different waters. Today he's in APC, tomorrow he's in PDP, and all of that. Talking about Fanny Kayode, that's Femi Fani Kayode, FFK. And unfortunately, in the second list, both him and Kiyamo, their names were not there. And but Nigeria started throwing out words against him, but he had to speak up this time around, and you'll be shocked what he said. But in the most interesting part is what Nigerians are now telling him via his social media and pages. Now, the former Aviation Minister and Chieftain of All Progressive Congress (APC) Chief Femi Fani-Kayode has praised the choice of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu Ministerial Nominees after the much-awaited second list was unveiled by the Senate President, Senator Godswill Akpabio. President Tinubu had on the cusp of the expiration of the 60-day deadline as provided by the Constitution on submission of a ministerial list to the National Assembly for confirmation, submitted a 28-man list to the Senate. The list was described as colorless and rewarded for treasury by the opposition, who questioned the inclusion of the ex-governor of Rivers State, Nyesom Wike. Fani Kayode, who many had thought would make the ministerial list given his ordeal with the DSS during the campaign and how vociferous he was against the opposition, was conspicuously missing from the list. Fani Kayode, reacting to the ministerial list in a tweet, extolled the choice of President Tinubu, describing them as excellent and urging Nigerians to support them with prayers. He tweeted, "Congratulations to all those in both the first and second ministerial list of President Bola Ahmed Tinubu. They are all excellent choices, and I wish them the very best in their services to our great nation." And he said something very interesting. He said, "I was a minister 16 years ago, and I know how taxing and challenging it can be. We must remember them in our prayers and ask God to guide them in all their endeavors as they make difficult choices for our nation and assist Mr. President. God will use them to take our nation, great nation, to a greater height." Now, Nigerians have reacted to it, and that's the most interesting part of it. Now, someone here says, the first person in the list, he says, "I have no idea why you think it's prudent to remind us that you were a minister 16 years ago." And I want to say, "Hi, Madam Fanny. It's obvious that you are reading and writing from the book of Lamentation. Take heart, ma. There may be a third list, and hopefully you make it. Thank you, ma." Well, Fanny is not a ma, but he's a he. I'm shocked the person is saying that. This one say, "Your hope was dashed, Mr. Real FFK. I understand your pains, the disappointment you can't voice out to the public. You probably waited for the supplementary names to see if Tinubu gives you appointment, make I bend." It's okay, the person say, "If Tinubu give you appointment, make I bend." Another one here says, "I get money before, no be property." Hmm. He said he had been a minister 16 years ago, and he understands the honors, the responsibility of making very serious choices for a country like Nigeria. So someone is saying, "I get money before, no be property." Another one here says, "You go dey explain for waiting they no ask your opinion." Someone here say, "Femi Fani Kayode, why are you not in with your ancestors? Tinubu administration and ministerial list now, or your ancestors have finally rejected you?" This one here says, "I'm sure Obasanjo still get nightmares for making you minister in 2006 to 2007. Yes, you heard me right. Big Mouth FFK was only minister for 1 year, and the dude looted so much in 1 year that official EFCC is still chasing him around. You know how tasking." it is. This whole thing for Femi Fani-Kayode is really disheartening. The level of support and the more enemies he made during that period was what being rewarded, being that he had gone through so much and he had spoken carelessly against people. I could still remember when he came up against the likes of, Atiku Abubakar, the former vice president and the presidential candidate of the PDP, how DSS came for him, and before we know, he came back with his tail in between his legs, and he did a lot of things during the period of campaign, and Nigerians were really like, whoa, when Bola Tinubu he comes on board, certainly he will remember this man. But unfortunately, it has turned out against him. Now, one of the things that Nigerian politicians, especially those young ones who are growing up, they should be learning from these things. Politics is a game of interest, and which therefore means wherever you find yourself, you've got to be very careful of your words. Wherever you find yourself, you must try through your utterances that you don't end up personalizing certain things. Many years ago, I could still remember what this same Fani Kayode said about his movement to APC. He said that life is not one living if he should move to APC. He said all manner of things. He called Bola Ahmed Tinubu all manner of names. I mean, all manner of names. He was the one that brought up issue of drug and all of that. Now, not knowing that he was still in the political scene. Right now, look at the way he is. I mean, it's so shameful that the same man you call all manner of name, which by some of the names you call him, there was already, there should have been a thought in your heart that you will never go back to that place. But today, that's the same person you are expecting to get something from. Whether you like it or yes, everyone wants to be rewarded. Whether you say, I did not expect anything or blah, 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 blah. Anyone that is working expects a reward. Haba. And that is the truth. If they call you, wouldn't have rejected. Look at Wike. Wike will be running his mouth. But Wike is very careful. He's very matured. Throughout, during the period of Bola Ahmed Tinubu, vying for the position of president, he never said any wrong word. Atiku Abubakar, the same thing. Peter Obi, that's the best breed of politician you can ever talk about. That one didn't say anything. Be careful what you say. Now, you've spoken against Bola Ahmed Tinubu before now, and you came back with your tail in between your leg to him and stay with him again and start talking garbage about the likes of Peter Obi. Tomorrow, who knows what will happen? Maybe Peter Obi will become the president of Nigeria. And then you put your legs again, your tail in between your legs, and go back again and say, I know one day you will be great and all of that. My God, the greatest form of respect you can give to yourself is by ensuring that you're courteous with your words. You may not like someone, you may not like his face, you may not like anything about him, but just try to be very courteous with your word. You just hold issues, speak about issues. Don't begin to run after the person, calling him all manner of names. At the end of the day, these are the things that will befall you. Now, Nigerians were really waiting to see what will happen. And today, if you go through his page, nobody's saying anything good about him. This is what young politicians today should learn. I'd like to leave it there. What's your position on this? Do you think that Bola Ahmed Tinubu may forgive him in future and possibly consider him for any legitimate position in the government of Nigeria if he still remains?